So, what actually happens when a girl first gets her menstrual cycle, or a boy becomes a man? What are those hormonal changes that one should be aware of?
So, Rashmi, I think it's important to recognize that we are all human beings.
Yeah.
And as we grow, we go through a process called pubertal process.
Hmm.
And that is how the gender gets differentiated. So, in
Hmm.
the male gender, the testosterone starts clocking in. It gives you the voice, it gives you the height, and it also gives you a little bit of a mustache and the virilization and the hair and the masculinity and the muscle. So that's the testosterone world, as they say. So
Hmm.
you graduate from a boy to a man.
Hmm.
Similarly, the girls are a little more biologically superior sex, and they actually graduate through the estrogen and progesterones of the world through their pubertal process.
Hmm.
And they have to ovulate because reproduction is an important function of human bodies. And in order to ovulate, we have to prepare the ovary for ovulation. And the preparatory hormone, which is also sometimes nicknamed the hormone of elixir or youth,
Hmm.
is estrogen. It
Hmm.
makes you glow, it makes you active, and it prepares the ovary for ovulation.
Hmm.
And after ovulation occurs, then it is more of preservation and preserving that ovum. And that is the function of the progesterone.
Hmm.
So when menarche occurs,
Hmm.
it is basically endometrial shedding, and that is the period, and that is what happens. And this is the process of puberty. And unfortunately, we don't discuss reproductive hormones, the biology of sex in our schools, which has now become an integral part globally also, that we need to recognize that hormones are a part of our life. And
Wow.
because you're talking of skin science, hormones are actually, skin is a perfect mirror of hormones. And in women, when the girls become women, the graduation process involves a little bit of estrogen, a little bit of progesterone, and that is governed from a master gland, the queen of the hormonal orchestra, called the pituitary gland,
Pituitary.
which is just right up here.
Correct.
And some people call it Shiva's third eye also,
Hmm.
which are traditionalist. And that really is the master controller.
Hmm.
So that makes two hormones. FSH, which is the follicular stimulating hormone, which stimulates actually the ovaries to make estrogen,
Correct.
because it is stimulating to make the follicle. Follicle is the egg or the ovum. And then the second phase to preserve is called the LH,
LH.
the luteinizing hormone, which basically then preserves that hormone so that the egg is formed and a biological birth can happen. So that
Correct.
is the function of the pituitary, which controls through FSH and LH
Hmm.
our estrogen and progesterone. And
Lovely.
this works in a synchrony. It works like an orchestra, and it works like a biological clock.
Hmm.
And if any disruption occurs,
Hmm.
either in our lifestyle or due to disease or due to sickness, then we get hormonal issues. And the first reflection of that is the skin.
Skin.
It could come up as acne, it could come up a
Yes.
little bit of a pimple, it could come up a little bit of pigmentation, it may come up a little bit of weight gain, irregular cycle, or maybe a little bit of hair follicles on the face. That is a reflection of a disordered hormonal system, which is why, Rashmi, you'll end up doing a couple of tests.
Correct.
And if they are abnormal, then sometimes you need to take help, or sometimes you can manage it on your own.
Exactly. So, to sum this, when you come to me with your teenage daughters and teenage sons with acne, and mostly acne on the forehead, acne on the sebaceous rich area, which is around the cheek, on the back, maybe on the middle of the chest, these are all places where there is sebaceous or oil gland present. Now, that is influenced by the hormones Dr. Joshi just now explained to us. So, all of these glands have receptors of hormones at the skin level, and therefore they respond to the hormonal stimuli. Likewise, the hair as well. The hair itself, the follicle of the hair itself, has receptors of all of these hormones.